Boodly doon to boom boom. Boodly doon to doon doon doon. Doodly doon to doon doon. Boodly doon to doon boom boom. Boodly doon to doon doon. Doodly doon to doon doon. Boodly doon to doon doon. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Woo! Every time I move, I lose. When I look, I'm in. And every time I turn around, back in love, oh, I get mixed emotions. Boom, boom. It's the way my feelings flow. Excuse me, I'm only human. I swear sometimes I just don't know. But ooh, every time I move, I lose. When I look, I'm in. And every time I turn around, back in love again. Yeah, back in love again, folks. Silver 5150 here with a little something new for you. Got something old, right? But it's still good, right? Got something new. Yes, my 100-ounce bar finally came in from APMEX. What is with these bigger orders? They're taking forever to come in. Had another order come in today after ordering it 3 weeks ago. Whatever. All right, man. I tell you, it's been a week, but that's all right. It's going to be a longer weekend. Thanks for the fallen who have given their lives so we can live free. Memorial Day. We are going to, in our own way, pay homage. We're going to celebrate, and we're going to time travel today, guys. We're going to time travel. Remember, I told you we were going to move forward into the year 2023. And we're going to talk about, the events therein and how things are going to go. All right, and we're going to discuss, how we get there. Okay. So, who do we got? The usual suspects. APMEX 100-ounce bar, 100 troy ounces of fine silver, and there's really not much more to it than that. It gets it. Listen, you hear that? Like, look at that there. That is a monster. And I did this after Florida Stacker says, hey, stop paying the premiums and getting premium stuff when you can get generic stuff right now for a pretty good price. Go ahead and do that. And so I did. I dived in instead of getting, I tried to get 100 buffaloes, but by then they were $20.65 a piece. I got this bar here for $18.69. If you look on APMEX right now, retails for $21.24. So I don't think I did too bad. A little bit of return on investment. Okay, let's get on to it. It's Friday, guys. Friday! Hey, thank you so much for joining me. Let's see if we can have some fun here on the Silver 5150 channel. It's been a week. We don't have any booze. We've been cooped up in the house wearing masks. It's a bunch of crap, but we're going to have fun. All right. So we're going to have to back up a little bit. All right. So I know I said 2023, okay? But the party wasn't a party at first. It was actually a struggle at first. It was a struggle. The economy in 2022, had reached its lowest point, while at the same time, precious metal stackers were experiencing a level of prosperity. We had prosperity rarely seen in those days in 2022. Other people, they didn't have it so good. The virus had achieved its final form. It has 3 forms to it, and it reached its final form, which I think is the HIV form, and it has taken its toll on people. It had many casualties in its wake. Despite repeated breakthroughs, medical research, it's still, they still hadn't produced a decent antidote, right? Despite one being as close as damn it to a cure, they had a bunch of attempts out there that just fell flat. Anyway, wily politicians, these guys, they're rascally. They know how to turn the tide away from them and onto you under pressure by the citizens to allow any monetary asset to become legal tender, use the media to blame metals hoarders. They blamed us for it. They blamed us for the economy, and people were kind of like looking out to see, who these people were. All right? They blamed us for the economic woes. And eventually it did stick. People started to realize, what type of people these were. They were kind of looking actively for them and stuff. And during this anger phase, we in the stacking community, we had to lay low. All right? We had to lay low and find creative, quiet ways to do the enrichment and do the benevolence we wanted to do around us and create change. All right? But we were able to do it. All right. So as a result, though, alliances got better and deeper and more closely knitted. We developed into small communities. Foundations were created. All right. And between the efforts of the top minds in the medical field and the limitless anonymous funding, I wonder where that came from. Real vaccine was developed. And finally, they had something that worked. It was easy to administer. This new vaccine that they're going to develop later in the future, at this time was developed, all right? And it was an antidote that was easy to administer. Guess how they administered it, guys? The antidote would be in the actual apparatus that we hate the most, the mask. You'd buy a mask now, and it'd have medication in it. And as you breathe, over time, it would slowly inoculate you and heal you. Huh? How about that? The very thing we hated the most was going to be the catalyst for us to get healthy and better and well. All right. So after about 2 months, true herd immunity was established. All right. We got that. By the end of 2022, things begin to brighten up a bit. Okay. So now we're going to fast forward. The G20, they're desperate to get the elements of depression and repression out of the world system. They want something that's going to shock the economies back into action. And so they proposed, the G20 did, in 2023, the 2023 World Party Act. Okay, this was a directive where all the nations would stage their biggest celebrations all at once and all in the month of May. Why May? Because the weather's better then, I guess. I don't know. Or it's about that time. All right, not important. But the thing is, when they were trying to create an antidote, they had a hard time finding funding. But a lot of, like I said, hard money sources had been donating through foundations and stuff, monies. All right. And these shadow foundations that nobody knew about, they were providing, this income, this revenue for them to go ahead and start developing these vaccines. It wasn't the government. It was anonymous people. Nobody knew. Let's go ahead and fix that right there. All right. So the world's healing, right? And the desire to celebrate at this time was thick. I mean, almost electric. It was in the air, man. With all affairs in order and stuff like that, we decided that we, the Stackers, who actually had money and were able to do something, not only were we going to try to be part of this world party event, we were going to try to do the impossible. We were going to try to go to as many locations as we could in that 30-day period. All right? But see, now mind you, we had established an economy of our own. We had established quiet businesses and quiet foundations of our own. We had tons of capital because we were in the right asset when things were going really badly. All right? So, how are you going to do this? How are you going to go 30 days and you're going to go all over the globe and stuff? Well, just so happens that in Florida, there is an outfit called JSS Airlines. It stands for just silver silly. JSS Airlines, just silly silver airlines, silver silly airlines. I can't even say it. It's a private jet company, and it is ordered by the major shareholder of JSS. A anonymous shareholder, only known as FS. You guys may know him as Florida Stacker. All right. Now, look, bear with me. I'm making this up off the top of my head. This is, this is fiction. Okay. So the shareholder of JSS Airlines named FS. Okay. We will remain anonymous. Florida Stacker. He orders the airline to fly anyone who can produce a highly polished silver card. All right. Now, there's plenty of silver cards out there, but we know they're plagued with milk spots, right? All right. And with this card, an individual could go anywhere in the globe on JSS Airlines during this month. Only good for the month, right? However, the card had to be highly polished, right? And the only company that had the product, that had the compound that could remove milk spots permanently from fine silver was a patent that was held by Expat Corp. Expat. Now, a global outfit. This JSS, they received the silver card holders from locations around the globe. People started showing up. Stackers started showing up there, various locations because JSS was an international company. And so we were going to try to get together and stuff. I'm not sure if that's going to work out. There's a lot of people trying to do things at once. But just to get everybody off on the right foot, there was a communique sent out globally. And it was on tight beam 6G. All right? And it went, and I quote, "Ding. Operation Globe Hopping is in effect." I repeat, Operation Globe Hopping is in effect. Hey, that kind of sounds like Reader Doyle. Anyway, as boarding begins, the world's greatest shadow poker champion, Silver Joker, he leaves University Tarmac in Ohio, boards a Gulfstream 750 and thinks to himself, this is a really nice jet. I wonder how I'll do on network TV. Because, see, he had played and won many underground tournaments in poker over the last 2 years and nearly doubled his stack dominating the league. He's thinking again, I hear some of the old crew plans to challenge me. International Stacker, Stacking 3%er, Silver Slayer, and Salve Metal. They all got the stacks, but do they got the game? Little does Silver Joker know that most of them will probably be disqualified later for illegally raising their bets to kilobars, right? Just to stay in the game. We'll come back to that later. Okay, so New Orleans. So New Orleans, you got Silver Game of Thrones, myself, Now We Ride, Creo, and La Petite Silver. And we're all about to exit our 750, our Gulfstream 750. And we're greeted by Florida Stack and his family. And he's all, hey, how was the flight? Was it good? Great. Hope you guys are ready to cut loose. And some Game of Thrones like, well, who the hell isn't? He's got his family with him, too. He says, we'll just let these little ones enjoy the festivities for a bit and then get them tucked in later. And I'm thinking, hey, that's already taken care of. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, it's part of Brodor's Silver Century Security. Imagine a top secret security company with babysitting services. Then all together we look at each other and we laugh. And if it ain't Silver Century, it ain't security. Yeah, it's an old axiom from 2021. Anyway, from that point on, the Stackers, we all meet for the first time in some cases. In some cases, we're just reunited. And then other Stackers, they get to their locations, they tour, they party, they dance, they play and sing and shop and you name it. All right? The close-knit stacker community, we wildly trot around the globe in JSS Luxury. These jets are the best. The pilots, they always push the Rolls-Royce engines to the max, making sure we get to all the destinations in time. You know, oh, okay, how about Munich? Munich, international stacker. He wins back his monster box of Eagles during a Texas Hold'em round in Vegas. Not to say he won the Silver Joker was in, he would have lost. But he's able to spring for the maximum accommodations at the Mandarin Hotel. There's a Mandarin Oriental, I think, in Munich, and so they're there for the group that land there for Oktoberfest. All right? So you know Oktoberfest, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. You're going to go beyond your limits. You're going to do something silly. If there's a lampshade, you're going to wear it. If there's a table, you're going to dance on it. Sure enough, all right, 4 days after nonstop Hefeweizen and ham hocks, videos begin to show up on YouTube, showing celebrities like Big John Studa, Sin, Grumpstar 7, and the Mad Hatter. They're dancing on top of tables, and they're at the Hofbrauhaus. They're playing the long-range maple leaf thumb-flicking competition, and now they're banned from Germany. They're banned from Germany because they beat every lederhosen-clad champion in the local area with ease. And where'd they get that experience? Oh, that's right. You've got to own silver. All right. Oh, how about this? So, we got some people at Burning Man. Let's say Doc Shaffey, Mark Z, GA Stacking, 9mm. They're all with their families, and they're going from one event to another at Burning Man. All right? The thing is, early on, we did realize that trying to get every stacker family in every location at the same time is just, that's not practical. There's no way. I mean, after all, there's like 9,000 of them. 9,000 of these stackers and their families and stuff. Too many people. Right? Even though JSS Airlines and Silver Century were pushing their limits, okay, they were still able to handle the flow. As long as the silver flowed, they kept things moving. All right, with all the dancing, singing, eating, drinking, playing games, and seeing sights, no one can help but feel the brotherly and sisterly love that began to envelop the planet. People were starting to calm down. People were starting to be happy again. People were starting to feel motivated again. But even with all the pleasant chaos, there was enough Skyping going on for all of us to coordinate a push to Rio for Carnival, where nearly all of us managed to convene by week 3. Now we're still in May. All right, we're still in May and we're getting through the month, but boy, we are almost partied out, but we're gonna hang in there. Why? Because we're stackers. We live to the max. We stack to the max. We shop to the max. This is what we do. We live life to the fullest. All right. Let me see. Where were we at? Oh yeah. Okay. So Carnival. All right. So we were there for a week. Carnival. You know what that is? That is just dancing and drinking, partying, walking down weird alleyways, wearing masks, just like Mardi Gras, this sort of thing. All right. And then what I really like to get to, and I'd really like to do this on my bucket list one day, guys. Did you know that there is a Pirates Festival in the Cayman Islands? It's like a week long. Yeah. A Pirates Festival in the Cayman Islands, man. I would love to go see one of those. Just spend a whole week there. Bring your silver, bring your gold if you want to try to purchase something. I'm sure they'll observe that. Right? But anyway, so go to the Pirate Festival in the Caymans, right? And now by this time, all the kids that are with us, they are wiped out. I mean, they're all with their families and stuff like that, but they spend most of their time sleeping by now. This is week 3. And, they've never had to curb their irrational exuberance like us adults did, during the lockdown, right? I mean, seriously, man, 3 years of being cooped up and wearing a mask? Oh, no. Now we going to party till we drop, all right? Just like we shop when we drop back in the day. Party till we drop now. All right, so we're doing the Pirates Week, man. We're having a good time. This is the Pirates. This is a Pirates Week in the Caymans, where if you got, say, a Silver Eagle, you can get a lot of stuff and get a lot of stuff done. But if you've got a Marlin from the Cayman Islands, the sky's the limit. See? And I was like, see, I told you guys, silver works better in the country where it's minted. And you guys are all like, yeah, silver 5150, we know. We heard you say it 1,000 times. Yeah, I know. Everybody's having a great time. Okay, imagine everybody's having a great time. We're learning to sword fight, swing from the masts of the ships, and train parrots and learn some songs. Sometimes you'll wake up on deck. Sometimes you'll wake up in a hotel. All right. And sometimes you'll even wake up to a heated debate like that one time when Aussie Coin Girl and Stack 'em High, they were arguing about which tiger was best. Then, of course, everyone else is trying to sleep, sits up in unison and says, the 10-ounce South Korean BU Silver Tiger. Now go back to sleep. Anyway, guys, as the weekend ended, we began slowly heading back into Vegas because we're coming up in the middle of week 4. Some of us stopped home at first, and then we head to Vegas while others, choose to dry out a little bit at the Ahwahnee Hotel in Yosemite, and charging up the usual room service and enjoying the spa treatments and all that good stuff. All right. And by the way, the max package at the Ahwahnee is not cheap. Okay. In 2023, it's going to cost you something on the order of 3.5 ounces of silver a day to stay there. The Ahwahnee is an elite hotel. But if you got an ATB, an American the Beautiful coin, 5 ounce, especially one that says Yosemite, you can stay there for an entire weekend on 5 ounces. So that's a bargain, right? That's the way it's going to be when silver's accepted. Having a little fun with it. So we're back in Vegas now, and now we're all of us we're all staying at the Gar Grand International Hotel. It's a gigantic hotel, bigger than Luxor, bigger than Venetian, bigger than Bellagio. It's a six-star hotel that only accepts the highly polished silver cards. Again, there's those cards again. They got to be highly polished. And remember, Expat Corp, they make the polish for this stuff, so you have to know Expat. Expat Stacker, check them out on YouTube. If you want that cleaner to make sure your silver card is shiny and you're an authentic member and not a fake. All right, lots of fakes out there. Lots of hype out there, right? All right. So let's see. We're at the Gar Grand Hotel. All right, and everything's top notch there. The food, the entertainment, the gambling. Well, not real gambling. Everything's paid up, remember? If you got the silver card, you don't have to pay to gamble at the Gar Grand Hotel because the owner is one of us, right? Yes. And so, we're there, and of course, what happens? Silver Joker, he starts a card tournament. He starts a poker tournament right there in the Gar Grand Hotel. And of course, there's a bunch of guys that, decide to get in on it. I mean, why not? And it's actually, a good, peaceful game and stuff, right? But somehow it ends up spinning out of control. And the table they're playing on collapses from some 10,000 ounces of silver that seemed to come out of nowhere, end up on that table because somebody at some point yelled like, no limit! And that's not how you do things when you have silver stackers with big stacks. You end up with a big fat mess. And so the table's busted down. It looks like the catapult that the Fed Reserve throws money with. Just busted to bits and smoking and just crumbling and everything like that because it's overworked and under pressure. All right? Anyway, from the top of the stairwell, you have this really sharply dressed man. I mean, sharper than 4 rat turds. And if you guys don't know what that means, you have to go to the ghetto to find out. Or look in an Urban Dictionary. Okay. So anyway, the sharply dressed man comes down the stairs. He's shaking his head, and he's looking, and he's all, good grief. Stacker, stay free. What the heck was I thinking? You guys never change. And I'm like, yeah, tell him, Fred. And he's all, why are you so smug, Silver 5150? You're getting the bill for that. I'm like, me? I wasn't even in a tournament. He's like, oh, no, not just for the table, but for the whole thing. And I'm like, the whole what? He goes, oh, yeah, says Silver Game of Thrones. I remember back in 2020, you said you were treating. And I went, oh, shite. A tear rolls down my eye. Like that Native American dude from the landfill commercial? That was me. Sitting on top of the horse, he's looking at the pollution. That was me. Just one tear down my face. And I'm all just, fine then. Fine. You guys can make your own pancakes in the morning. Jerks. And then all of a sudden, somebody's like, oh, excuse me. It was Brodor. Brodor was like, yeah, we do that. And we're like, what? It's like, oh, yeah, we do that. We have some of the finest chefs in the industry. And we kind of all look at each other and we're like, well, if it ain't Silver Century, it ain't security. I'll be damned. Geez, they do everything. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else beyond that. I'm tapped out. But look here, man, it's just, of course, I said a fictional scenario, fictional account and stuff of how things could be not that extreme. When we get into the future and stuff, we get past these hardships, we get to where we need to be as far as our stacks and our savings and, keeping our families healthy and stuff. And we get to what matters the most, getting together and just raising heck. I have to be a little bit decent when I say that. But just raising heck. Go out this weekend. Have a great weekend. We keep in mind, the sacrifices of the fallen. We do that, but we also celebrate. There's nothing wrong with that. And just a little housekeeping. I am going to be taking next week off. There's something very pressing I have to take care of. But it's only going to take me a week. But I will be around for the message boards, right, for the comments. And I will be watching some of the other stackers or listening to them anyway, as I get a chance to do that. Because I do like staying connected to you guys. But there is something I need to take care of next week. I'll tell you more about it as the time rolls on. But until then, guys, remember, your stack is not whack. Why? Because just 4 ounces to your name keeps you 99% ahead of the game, right? All right, guys. Love you very much. Like, share, subscribe. Comment. Please comment. I'll love your comments next week. And we'll see you. Take care.